Hi, Modern Art class. I wanted to give you a quick tour of the class just so you're familiar with the structure. So if you look on your left here, most of the main things that you're going to want are on the left-hand menu. If you click on course homepage, it'll just take you to the front page of the course. And then if you scroll down, there's a link to your syllabus. And these are other resources that the school provides for you. For example, tech support, things like that. Go back to the left-hand menu here. Under course homepage, there's the Start Here button, which has your welcome video as well as, just basic reminders about what to do when you first start the class. I intend for you to do that right when you first log in, for the first time in the semester. But if you ever forget some of the basics, feel free to go back there and watch that video again. Your syllabus is here. If you click on the syllabus, it's a folder, and it's got all the different stuff you'll need. Information about the learning objectives, the textbook, study guides. It gives you a list of the topics and the readings, also all of your due dates, and then information about grading, all of your different kinds of assignment elements. Here you've got the attendance policy, late policy, etc. Yeah, so, everything you'd expect in a syllabus is here. Then, if you look down a little bit more, here's your introductory assignment right under syllabus. This is the first assignment that you'll do. Under that are announcements. I send out emails pretty often through the announcements that'll just tell you what's going on in the class. I'll probably send one every week. If for some reason you're not getting the emails or you're having issues with your email account, if you just click on announcements, it'll have the email I sent right there. So, if you haven't heard from me, maybe click on announcements and check. All your due dates in one place is the next thing in this menu. This just lists every due date. I think that's really handy to just have them all on one page, and then I've got a PDF version you can just print here. Below that is your weekly learning modules. This is where you're going to be most of the time in the class. So click on weekly learning modules, and you'll see that it tells you week 1, part A tells you the dates, week 1, part B tells you the dates. You can figure out where you are based on the dates. And then it tells you what to expect for that module. When you click on it, it will have your study guide, your lecture. The lecture has links that will take you to, the different artists we're talking about. I just clicked on one. And oftentimes it'll have the image that we're discussing as well as a little bit of information about it just for extra info for you. The lectures are kind of, they vary in length, but it tends to be a few pages long. And then you'll have your instructions for your discussion question. It'll have a section telling you exactly what to do. It'll tell you how you're graded. It'll tell you the due date. And when you click on it, it'll take you to the place where you can post your assignment. So that's weekly learning modules. If you're ever lost in the class, just click on that and you can figure out where we're at based on the dates and see exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You'll also get to all of your assignments and tests and so on by going to the week that we're on, and then there'll be links to everything you need. If there's ever an issue in here, something's not working, I try and keep it really up to date, but if a link's not working or something seems wrong, please email me so I can be sure to fix it. That's pretty much all you'll need, although underneath, so we're back in the left-hand menu here, underneath there's a link to discussions, exams, and projects. You can find those through your weekly lessons, but you can also just access them here. So for example, if I click on exams, it's got, an explanation of your exams and then links to all of them. Projects as well. One more thing I want to draw your attention to here. It says Research and Bibliography Guide. This is just some tips for research. I have some expectations whenever you write a paper or anything about what kind of sources you use, how you cite them, and I've got it all written down here. So, whenever you're unsure about how you're supposed to do something in terms of research, bibliography, click here and I've got an explanation as well as examples that you can follow. Right under that where it says My Grades, you can click there to check your grades. I keep them updated. I'm pretty fast with returning assignments. I usually take a few days. It will be up to a week sometimes, like if I get really busy, but it'll never be more than a week. And that's about it. So again, course homepage will take you back to the beginning. Go ahead and explore it on your own.